Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. And so I just bought a new guitar. Thought I was done for the year, but so many people tagged me when this dropped. I had to do it. The people have spoken and FedEx delivered this box from Sweetwater. Actually, these two boxes. We'll get to that story in a second. But so one of my favorite parts about running a gear channel is unboxing new guitars and getting first impressions together with you guys. You know, people that get it, and I am especially excited to unbox this one with you guys. So drop a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it. That massively helps the channel more than you might realize. Electro likes, it's what the algorithms crave. So first box, let's open it up and see what we've got. Oh my god, it's so fucking metal. One humbucker, one volume, no toe control. That's metal as shit. Basket is glory. Hi, Coach. Queen recognizes Queen. This gig pack is amazing, by the way. Just incredible. Wait. Dude, what? Are these actually good guitars now? Okay, if you somehow missed Fender's announcement and have no idea what's going on, like, what in the hell even is this? I could explain. I mean, there may be context clues that give it away, but this is a Squier Hello Kitty Strat, and it's the spiritual successor to the now legendary, I think at this point it's pretty fair to use that word, original cult classic. When it was in production from 2005 to 2009, it was largely ignored, even with the entry-level price tag. Then all of a sudden, about a decade after it was discontinued, it randomly blew up in popularity, thanks in large part to the Do, and now this bright pink Affinity Series Squier goes for as high as $1,000 on Reverb. Gotta love the internet. And some personal context for new viewers, one of the videos that really made the channel was throwing about $600 worth of high-end upgrades into a dinged up Hello Kitty I'd managed to find on Craigslist for a couple $100. Also modded this 7-string AliExpress copy, but they forgot the truss rod when they built it, so until it gets a new neck, we don't count that one, we move. And to be honest, I still play this guitar all the time. It's so reliable, it's in so many more videos than my Murphy Lab is. It's a staple on the channel, so of course, in the name of science, had to get the new one in. And let's see, especially compared to the old one, if the new Squier Hello Kitty justifies the $500 price tag. And then, in all likelihood, mod the shit out of it. Hey, the Squier Kitty Bucker isn't bad. I'm running this straight into the Rev Generator 120 Mark III's purple channel, absolute beast of an amp, super tight, which is then going into my favorite IR from the kick-ass audio hidden gem pack. Little shameless plug for Luke Sabai new company, but we're so proud of what we've created and that you guys are loving them too. Go to our website, grab yourself a free IR, give the kick-assness a try for yourself. I think Squier figured out their real audience for this guitar, so what the fuck? This is unexpected. They decided to make an actually decent guitar this time, except for the tuners, which are pretty shit. Like, they are so fucking jumpy, it's really annoying. God, stay in tune. But other than that, if you handed this to me blindfolded and told me it was a made in Mexico Fender, I'd probably believe you. So this was a very different guitar than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be pretty much the same as the OG, but with a matching headstock. And nope. And because we're about to get into the surprisingly large amount of minor and major differences from the original, this is a great time to thank One Shot Energy for sponsoring today's video. They're revolutionizing the world of health and sustainable energy through their tasty supplement-infused candies, and regular viewers know how much I especially love One Shot's voice drops because they're an essential part of making these longer deep dives. There's a reason they're literally on my desk every video. Developed with Matt Hafey of Trivium for musicians, streamers, anyone who needs to protect their voice. And personally, they've been a game changer for filming. I used to go through a truly deranged level of Halls drops. With the voice drops though, filming extra lengthy videos and nerding out with you guys about guitars for longer is now super easy, much to my editor's dismay. And One Shot isn't just a sponsor. In addition to work, they're also legitimately part of my daily life routine. I'm very sensitive to caffeine, so if I need to be productive, their caffeine-free focus chews are awesome to get and stay on track. Full of vitamins like B6 and B12, and fortified with zinc so you get a natural energy boost and immune system support. And with a toddler in daycare, God help me, I need both those things. And then packed with 75 milligrams of pure caffeine and enhanced with nootropics, One Shot's energy chews are perfect for those moments when you need that strong burst of energy to power power through. In the office, on the road, just pop one, get energized, quick and efficient, love it. It's like having an energy drink in your pocket, minus the sugar crash or the cost. And the best thing is, as a channel partner, for a limited time, One Shot is giving you guys 30% off the entire site using my code AGAFISH. Links in the description, discounts also stack, so any deals you see, make sure to use code AGAFISH to get an additional 30% off. And of course, clicking it helps support the channel by letting them know that I sent you. And while you're checking out those awesome supplement-infused candies, let's delve back into these guitars. So here they are side by side, and even if one didn't have an Evertune in it, you don't even need to look too hard. It's pretty easy to tell them apart. Right, so obviously the headstock is a dead giveaway, and it's a shame that it's got the smaller one now. I'm a big fan of the 70 CBS headstock. You can thank Tom DeLonge for that, and also my first electric was a bullet Strat with the big headstock, so it's just what I'm used to. The matching headstock is pretty incredible though. Would have loved a giant matching headstock, but we'll take it. A big difference though, the entire neck and fingerboard, which I was not expecting, are now super glossy. Honestly, I'm not super into it, and I love the neck on the old one. The thin satin finish, over time it wears really well and feels almost oiled. It's so nice. The original has quite a deep C neck. It needs new strings, but unironically, I love this guitar, man. I'm torn. This has a much thinner profile and the curve isn't nearly as deep. This is almost like a U shape in comparison. So that's kind of cool. And then the fretwork, really well done, really shiny, flush with the fingerboard edges. And at least on the lower frets, they've been slightly rolled. Not quite as good as a made in Mexico Fender, but like, what the fuck? This is a Squier? It is so glossy though. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to take a Scotch-Brite to the back of this neck. Oh, dude, you know what I just realized? This is a full thickness Strat body. The original was essentially just a hardtail Affinity Strat, and Affinities have bodies about a 1/4 inch thinner than normal. I believe they're poplar now, but at the time they were made of alder. The new one though, full thickness Strat body, we are so back. Even so, this is a really light guitar. What the heck is this made out of? 1 second, I'm gonna do some quick Googling, kind of do the research that I should have done before I turned on the camera.
2,000 years later.
Okay, so from the serial, this is made in the same facility as Squier's Parallel Universe series, so they seem to specialize in affordable guitars that are anything from interesting to just downright wacky. The Parallel Universe has the same general quality level as the classic Vibe series, Squier's highest tier, which a lot of players regard as being just a hardware and pickup upgrade away from the Made in Mexico Fender Player series. And when they're not on sale, both series are priced in that like $400 to $500 price range. The body's made of Akame, same as the Les Paul Special inspired Stratasonics, very similar to Mahogany. So with the hardtail and single humbucker, I'm gonna say it again, seems Squier's figured out who their real audience is with this guitar. So some other differences between this and the OG. The color's pretty different. The new one is a lighter pink, and it was always pretty funny that even the fingerboard inlays and side dots were pink on the original. You know, they really committed to the theme. The new one, they've switched to red. Not nearly as funny, but much better for playing. It's way easier to see where you're at, and they've made up for it with the pink text on the volume knob anyways. They made the same color switch on the pickguards, but honestly, the one on the old one is straight up just much better. The plastic's much thicker with the slope around the edges. It feels like a proper Strat pickguard. It's been glossed over to seal and protect the design. And the new one, they straight up just didn't do any of that. It's really thin, it's not super well cut, it just feels kind of cheap, and I guess we'll see how her unprotected face holds up over time. But the actual shape of the pickguard is more accurate to Sanrio's design. And while at first I thought the print quality is messed up because the eyes aren't smoothly round like on the old one, turns out that imperfect hand-drawn quality is correct to the official design. And I know, I hear it. These sound like super dumb and random things to focus in on, but I would argue the fact that they paid attention to the accuracy of even these minor details, it's a good indicator of how seriously they've taken things this time. And speaking of which, it seems that 035% of viewers have not taken the subscribe button seriously. Yeah, fair enough. But if you're enjoying the content, consider hitting the subscribe button and dinging the notification bell. That way you're the first to know about new uploads. Both actually seriously help the channel out more than you might realize. On the back, no skunk stripe anymore, sad, and it's a little cleaner now, smaller cavity routed into the body. The original came in pink and in black, and the design on the back was actually different between the two. The black had like ransom note vibes for some reason. The new one comes in pink and a Fender.com exclusive white, which I gotta say looks really good. It's in the same visual vein as the Made in Japan Fender version that they're keeping for themselves over there. Come on, Japan, sharing is caring. But yeah, anyways, no Zodiac killer inspo for either Squier colors this time. Interesting how they've changed so many even minor visual details. Was it all intentional, like they really wanted to emphasize it's a reimagining, not a reissue? Or are some differences just because it's made in a different factory? Who knows? Either way, I can tell you that this new one is a very different guitar to what the original was right out of the box. By the way, I'll drop links to all the gear we're talking about in the description for you, and if you're planning to grab something later, feel free to bookmark them. It's a simple way to support the channel, helps me cover costs like editing, and lets me keep leveling up the content for you guys. Massive thanks for being awesome if you decide to do that. The thing about these though that everyone seems to forget when today's prices get brought up, you see these comments like, man, my local store had these hanging up on the wall for about a year. Why didn't I just buy 3 when they were being blown out for $100? And I'm gonna guess the reason that you and let's be honest, pretty much everyone probably didn't buy one even when stores were trying to do their best to just get them out of their inventory. Nostalgia is one hell of a drug, but people tend to forget that this was the very dictionary definition of an entry-level guitar, and an entry-level guitar in 2005. Entry-level guitars from 20 years ago were not even close to what entry-level guitars are today. Generally speaking, from a pure objective quality standpoint, these were not very good guitars. I mean, besides the obvious parts that have been replaced, this needed a ton of fretwork to get it to where it is now. Basically everything has been re-leveled, re-crowned, dressed, fret ends redone. The original pickup wasn't wired in properly and would make this horrible screeching sound. That made it extra amusing because it was a little bit shit. This is amusing in a different way. Like, they've actually put effort into making something that looks like this into a decent guitar. So, I'll admit, when this was announced, I was very skeptical. Part of the charm of the original Hello Kitty Strat is it was never intended to be this highly sought-after collectible that would one day go for $1,000 on Reverb. It was this very organic thing where the internet just randomly happened to fall in love with this bright pink guitar years after it was discontinued. And it was very inexpensive because it was being marketed to potential new players as their first guitar. Accessibility was literally the point, which is almost the opposite of how the new one's been marketed. Limited edition, exclusivity, $500 price tag, a whole Fender Hello Kitty collection of supporting merch, which is all cool. It's fun, it's great fan service, it's Fender acknowledging the absolute scale of this random cult following. But my initial kind of cynical reaction was, you know, this new guitar clearly has been intentionally designed with collectability in mind, which doesn't have quite the same charm, and for $500, was Fender price gouging, taking advantage of the meme? In fairness, I also didn't realize until doing research for this video how extensive the original Hello Kitty Fender collaboration was. There was also a 3/4 size 22.75 inch scale length mini Strat, an acoustic dreadnought, came in the same 2 colors, had the Baskerville's aura fully intact on both, even a mini amp, and there was also a Bats Morrow Bronco bass. And I feel like they could have done something similar for Agritsuko this time. If you're unfamiliar, Retsuko is this red panda that by day works a shitty office job with pushy coworkers and a terrible boss that takes credit for all her accomplishments, and at night she vents her emotions through death metal. There's this whole dramatic scene where she's experiencing the pain of the F bar chord for the first time. Legend has it, in the real world, that moment is a key contributor to the bass player pipeline. It just makes sense to give her a bass. Low-key, best series Sanrio's made. It's on Netflix, not sponsored, we move. The included gig bag seems way better this time. Decent amount of padding, it's adorable as fuck, but it's a serious gig bag. And the gig bags are almost a perfect reflection of how much Fender's up the game here. Yo, wait a second, I just realized something. Sweetwater, where's the candy? Alright, so I reached out to my Sweetwater rep, shout out George. We've actually been friends a long time. We both grew up in Shanghai and our middle schools would compete in soccer tournaments against each other. But so anyways, George says that if Sweetwater forgets to include candy, they apologize by sending you whatever's in this mystery box. I'm not really sure. my god, if they forget the candy, they send the whole damn diabetes jar? And even the jar comes with its own supporting candy bags? That's outrageous. And fitting for this video. Anyways, back to guitar. Man, when I bought this, it was a cheap, amusing guitar that was also kind of trash. And so, of course, hack out the pickguard with a pocket knife to fit a Fishman Fluence in there. Zero guilt in turning it into the guitar equivalent of a 500 horsepower family grocery getter doing burnouts for absolutely no reason. Easy call. My cynical ass thought the new one might be the same, just with a higher price tag, but it's just not. This one's starting out as a $500 limited edition collectible that's already very much not trash. Well, we'll see about the limited edition part. Fender got me good with the Tom DeLonge Strat. But yeah, this makes choosing whether or not to mod it into Oblivion a much tougher decision. Dude, like, what the fuck? This was not what I was expecting. But anyways, shipping labels already printed, boxes already. Let me know what pickup I should wire into this after it gets back from Evertune's headquarters. I mean, come on, there was no way we were gonna let this go un-Evertuned. It's good, but it's not at its maximum chug potential, and god damn it, we're gonna get it there. Of course we're going full stupid in the name of riffs and science. What channel do you think this is? But so anyways, that's enough rambling from me. Here's where I'll throw it to you. What do you think of the new Squier Hello Kitty Strat? A worthy successor to the throne, or nah, not feeling it? And do you think intentional collectability ruins the charm versus organic, or it doesn't really matter? Any and all thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. Huge thanks to my incredible supporters on Patreon who make these videos possible. Their names are up on the screen right now because literally without you guys, the channel would be long dead. So if you enjoy the content and would like to join them, you can become a patron for bonus extras and to see your name up there too. And at the end of the year, I start getting sentimental, bear with me. But whether you're a patron or a channel member, you rep the merch, you use my gear links, visit the sponsors, gave kick-ass audio shot, or none of the above, and you just come to hang out and nerd out about guitars, listen, your contribution to the watch time for the almighty algorithm, it's not taken for granted. None of it is. And making this video in particular got me thinking about where the channel was when I made that first mod video. You know, at the time I was barely making rent, and every day it was like, okay, is it time to give up and get what my Asian grandmother would consider a real job? Probably still a smart thing to do if we're honest, but anyways, I just really want to say that I appreciate you guys being here and giving me the opportunity to make hopefully entertaining and informative, sometimes dumb as f content for you guys, like an excessive 20-minute deep dive into the minutia of the new Squier Hello Kitty guitar versus the old Squier Hello Kitty guitar. Dream job. So thank you for sticking around even with my recently atrocious upload schedule. I'm so sorry, it's been so bad. We're rebuilding the entire process from the ground up. It's intense, and every little bit of your support is so appreciated. And on that sappy Hallmark movie sentiment, social media, merch, and Discord server links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.